Feeling good?
Oh, you put that thing on the floor.
So you see how we do it here on the Saturday. This is what it's missing. You see how we do it here on the Saturday. This is what it's missing.
Because he's the acceptable monster at this time, like R. Kelly was the last time I sat on this couch. Jay-Z is setting Diddy up.
People even calling me, asking me about him, you know, and I don't know him from a can of paint. He even mentioned my name, saying that I know what I know. I don't know what he knows, but I do know this.
Something unbelievable just unfolded, and it's shaking everyone up. Imagine this. Jay-Z, a man known for total calm and iron-solid control, suddenly letting his emotions break through in front of everyone. No headline, no rumor. Nothing could have prepared the crowd for that shift. The usually unshakable figure showed raw, unfiltered honesty, like watching a legend drop the armor for the first time. The whole city is talking, but the real mystery remains. What pushed him to that breaking point? What's happening behind those iconic shades? One thing's clear, there's a much deeper story waiting to surface.
And it seems to make a lot of people upset, you know, but then a lot of people love my opinion. That's why you bring me on here. And I really appreciate that, brother. I just want to say this before we get started, Art, is that, you know, a lot of people think I came here to bring a black man down. And that's what I hear in the comments a whole lot. But it was nothing like that. You know, a black man didn't cuss a dead man's mother out. A black man didn't set his friends up and put them in a situation where they couldn't come home to their families no more. A black man didn't reach back and help the people that helped them make it up the ladder. It was Puffy. You know what I'm saying? I got tired of Puffy going on different platforms talking about how he loved the people that we was all with, how he loved the people that helped him, when in fact, none of that stuff was true. So my whole thing about it is, man, I appreciate your platform for letting me, you know, voice my opinion. And like I said, opinions like an asshole. Some of these cats out here get paid for their asshole. I get paid to give my opinion.
Yeah, I feel you, man. I mean, yeah, you just on here giving your opinion, man. I mean, you was one of the people that was real close to the situation, so why not?
Thank you, I appreciate that.
So with that being said, right, the last interview me and you did was a day after the raid. And when you look at everything now, man, how you feel about everything? It's been like a week, you know, you knowing Diddy, you being around Diddy. Could you ever imagine that his houses would get raided for sex trafficking?
Bruh, you can't imagine no stuff like that. You understand? You can't think that, because back then, he wasn't Brother Love. He was Puffy. All the way up until he became Diddy. So, his behavior...
People are starting to realize this moment with Jay-Z isn't just a rough day. It's the result of a lifetime of pressure building up. Coming from the Marcy Projects leaves a weight you never fully shake. No matter how many awards stack up or how high you climb, that kind of past stays in your bones. Add the non-stop stress of surviving and dominating one of the toughest industries in the world, and you get a level of mental strain most people couldn't begin to understand. For years, quiet whispers hinted that the polished image had cracks underneath. The pressure, the expectations, the responsibility of guarding a legacy that never stops expanding. And that tense elevator incident with Solange, for many, it was the first real sign that something deeper was happening behind closed doors. Because behind the calm exterior, a long brewing storm has been waiting.
Right now, Claudia Jordan don't ever mention my mother name. She mentioned it yesterday. Talking about why people are afraid to come forward. You mean like you? You was Diddy girl. Corey was Jay-Z girl. Why don't you claim your friend? Claudia.
So, Jack, when you say...
When I say Corey, I'm talking about Kathy White.
Oh, yeah, that's what I was about to ask.
Jay-Z's pregnant mistress, who died of an imaginary fucking aneurysm. Just like the woman who was best friends with Kim and Kimura, who wrote the book Bling and died as soon as it made the bestsellers list. Who the fuck was these people supposed to go to? You can't go to the boss because the boss is fucking you. And the boss's boss don't get no fuck. Can't go to the authorities. They're all bought and paid for. You could try to get a special prosecutor, but they'll just pay somebody to reassign him to another case. Where the fuck you go when you get f***ed over by the industry? Nowhere. That's where you go nowhere, which is where people like me step in. You right, I go to Diddy parties to walk mother out, cause ain't nobody stopping me when I come.
So let me ask you, because I look at Gabriel Union, and when you mention things like Jay-Z's time is coming for him, then I look at Beyonce. And I say that, women do have a...
That country album, and any of you that buy that shit stupid as shit.
You don't give it no
trap music with God.
Now, let's talk about Beyonce, because people love to imagine that living beside global royalty is effortless when in reality the pressure is overwhelming. Being connected to a powerhouse like her means juggling 3 children, a worldwide brand, relentless cameras, and a public that demands flawless perfection every single day. That's not a glamorous life. That's a constant balancing act with no room to slip. And in the entertainment world, no one hits pause for your well-being. You're expected to stay solid no matter what. But even icons can feel the weight. Maybe what we witnessed from Jay-Z wasn't weakness at all, but the breaking point of someone who's been carrying far too much for far too long. The past, the fame, and the expectations finally closing in at the same time.
Stand by your man. Don't act like you don't know that hell. Remake that. Stand by that. That's a real country hit. Jolene, nice. But it has a ring to it. Stand by your man. Yeah. Whoops. And disrespect you with other like Kathy Coriana White.
All right, well, let's do it like
this. Who was actually carrying his baby while you was faking it. Why your husband don't want to put his seed inside of you? He put it in everybody else. Wild in this world, yo.
It's funny, you open up Beyonce's internet, it just gets weird.
Beyonce's internet.
That's what we're calling
that
it.
That belongs to the devil. Unless you calling that the devil, she ain't nothing but an employee.
Oh.
A half of which dumbass bitch.
So, it's funny that it's crazy you say these things.
I know nobody want to accept that bitch.
I think
she went and killed the girl Cats.
Okay.
A girl went to court and charged her with extreme witchcraft. She was hypnotized. She was drugged. Beyonce came and she was in there eating on her and shit while she was asleep. Snacking on his bitch. Killing people cats. And guess what? They wouldn't give her the restraining order. They just told her to stay away from Beyonce and work for somebody else. Guess what? She's having a hard time finding work too. Which is interesting because she's a brilliant musician. And she was trained at the esteemed Berklee College of Music. handpicked by my very good friend, Terry Lynn Carrington, Dr. Terry Lynn Carrington, who put together Beyonce's entire female band, which was Matthew Knowles' idea because he couldn't get Beyonce to stop people.
And maybe, just maybe, this moment was exactly the shift Jay-Z needed. Sometimes life forces you to hit a breaking point before you can rise with more strength and clarity. Because behind those iconic sunglasses isn't just a look. It's years of pressure, responsibility, and untold experiences the world will never fully grasp. But don't mistake this moment for a collapse. It feels more like a reset, a turning of the page. The beginning of a new phase that could redefine everything. And one thing's certain, everyone will be watching closely to see what his next move looks like.
Why did that house burn up? Who the goes to their childhood house for a visit and the goes up in flames?
That was very weird. The next day, within the week?
No, the next day.
The next day.
And still, no real investigation on how the house just went up in flames.
Man.
I guess they paid y'all off. Like they paid y'all off for that Astro World.
So, let me ask you.
Texas politics.
Yeah, Texas politics, man. It's that right there. We're gonna talk about the episode, but for right now, I just got to get your take on when we see a Killer Mike win 3 Grammys
and get arrested immediately after because Jay-Z paid somebody up just so he couldn't have a good night. You, Sean.
Hey, man.
Weirdo. Don't get no what you got in your head, that neural link. You'll never outthink me. Ever. All I do is frustrate your AI. You can't quantify me. You can't even control your wife. You gonna handle a bitch like me. You can't even control that goofy bitch. You should have did a better job. Maybe she wouldn't have had to lose her mind on Kathy. Cause you ain't protect.
The moment Jay-Z's breakdown hit the internet, everything exploded. It was like one spark ignited the whole digital world. That clip spread at lightning speed, and within minutes, the entire city was buzzing. Celebrities jumped in with messages of support. Everyone from industry giants to longtime friends. Twitter went wild. Instagram overflowed, and TikTok practically melted trying to keep up. Some people were stunned, others were moved, and naturally a few skeptics tried to label it as a strategic stunt. But regardless of the theories, one truth stood out. The world stopped to watch, and nobody could turn away.
Hey. Wow. Wow.
I'ma tell everybody about Big L, Sean.
Big L?
I would just rather do it on the stand, Sean. Please sue me. I want to go to court. And I want to talk about Big L on the stand.
Wow. What's your thoughts about Dame Dash?
Dame Dash got fucked over by somebody who was supposed to be his friend.
So this Big L is associated.
Big L is the one that put Jay-Z on.
Wow.
Jay-Z was the last person to see Big L alive.
Wait, so this Big L person is not living on this earth no more?
He's been dead for years. His death made it possible for reasonable doubt to live.
Whoa.
See how good I keep secrets, Sean?
You'd think Jay-Z's team would have jumped in the second the clip blew up, ready to take control of the whole situation. But when they finally spoke, it was the usual carefully crafted message about privacy and personal matters, leaving everyone hungry for something real. And even in this fictional moment, the industry reacted instantly, as if every major figure in hip-hop paused to send support. It felt like the entire culture wrapped around him, protecting someone the world has long viewed as untouchable. Seeing a man known for unbreakable composure suddenly look human surreal, almost like watching a superhero reveal the weight under the armor. Some believe this moment makes him more relatable, proof that even icons feel pressure. Others think it could soften the edge that built his legend. Either way, one thing is undeniable. The story just shifted in a major way.
Now we're a little more educated because of the talk shows with Oprah that we went through, and Dr. Phil and stuff like that, even Ricky Lake and all of that. We realized that it wasn't so cool messing with the underage young ladies. I never had an attraction for someone younger. I always looked and had an attraction for older women, so I probably didn't have that problem. But then everybody that I fucked with did. Everybody, all of them. No names mentioned yet. But I'm going to expose somebody that we all forget about. Y'all see this picture of Jay-Z with Aaliyah when she was underage? Y'all forgot about Jay, huh? We only know about Damon Dash messing with Aaliyah and R. Kelly. But that ain't the only one that Jay had when she was underage. Yeah, remember Fox Brown and Jay. Ain't no woman like the one I got. No one could love you better. Before that song came out, we used to hear it. I used to tell shit. I was like, woo, that shit. Him and Mystical, those were two songs that were hot. That it took like a year before it got, well, I'll say to the West Coast. I don't know if they were beating it up on the East Coast. But on the West Coast, it took like a year before those songs came out. And then Nelly's song with the Lake St. Louis Ticks. But I'm just saying all that to say, Foxy was young then as well. And so, all of these guys and the underage young ladies was running rapid in the 90s. And so, that's all I remember. That's all I think about, you know, with the DeBarge and Janet Jackson situation. That's all I think about, and I can remember about Aaliyah. Aaliyah was my wife's favorite artist. She loved the hell out of Aaliyah. It was a tragic how she died. You know, trying to rush back to get to Damon Dash on the plane. You know, and what happened is the Bahamians let her fly out, and their plane was overloaded or full. That's the one thing that I didn't like about when I traveled to our black countries like the Bahamas and Jamaica and all of them. The officials there, we used to have to bribe them $100 to make the rules fast, to let us in with the dogs that we didn't have properly claimed, or you know, the not search our bags or whatever, or to sneak away with a whole bunch of cigars and stuff like that. But in Mexico, one thing about the motherfucking Mexican authorities, that number used to be 5 G's, 5,000 and stuff like that. And I used to laugh. I was like, damn, black folks is easily bribable. They so cheap. They don't understand the value that they be having. But yeah, that's all I got on Aaliyah, really. It's a talent. That's another person that life was taken too soon. That was a talent. Wonder what she would be now. Her pop.
We're in a moment where real emotion hits harder than any rhythm. And maybe this fictional breakdown from Jay-Z is exactly the kind of honesty people have been craving. He's pushed through decades of challenges, conflict, pressure, and public storms. Yet, this moment feels heavier and far more personal than anything in his past. It's a shock wave, but it also feels like the start of a major transformation. And make no mistake, this story is nowhere near over. The streets are buzzing with questions. Will Jay step forward and share his side? Will Beyoncé address the silence? And in this fictional world, whispers say a major project is already taking shape in the middle of all this chaos. Stay ready because the next chapter is coming fast and nobody wants to miss what happens next.